410headnod.
Yeah, what's good all my listeners out there? It's the 410 Headnod, and we're back. I know we've been MIA for a little bit, but you know how we do. We got things we got to take care of. We got some growing to do, some important paperwork and dumb meetings to attend. But right now we're in our interview portion of the 410 Headnod, and I have a very special guest that I've been dying to get in here for a long time. He's also fam and part of the crew that I represent as well, called NASA 8. Can you introduce yourself, please, sir?
I don't think my mic is working.
Do that again.
Hey, my name is TEK LUN. Oh, it's all good. TEK LUN. Loon pronounced like lunar. Lunatic.
So whatever. Before we go further, explain TEK LUN. What does that mean before we get your history into play?
It's an abbreviation. The first it was tech knowledge, but I wanted to cut that down because that's like 11 letters too long.
All right.
So I had it as tech for a minute. But every time I would try to look my shit up, it'd just be it would be like high tech or like some other like tech. So
some other tech.
I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not really messing with that. But after just like, I forgot what it was. I was just reading about something about the moon, I think. And it was just, I took the word lunarium and just changed it to lunarium. Just on some corny like early beat maker shit. And I just kind of just put tech and then the loon together just.
And that was the birth of TEK LUN.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yep.
So where are you from originally?
I was born in Baltimore at Sinai.
At Sinai? I was a Sinai too. Sinai babies in the house. Hey, all day. What's up?
Yep.
So what high school did you go to? Nobody cares about middle or elementary or pre-K.
That's ironic because I don't give a fuck about my high school. But I met these niggas there. Hey. Say nah, I like my high school. It was cool. The most diverse high school in Maryland, I guess. It was Meade.
Meade?
Yep, Meade.
I've never heard of that before in my life.
It's on the Meade military base.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ah, so y'all went to oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you walked around seeing guns and tanks and bombs? And
we seen like the crazy little transformer looking cars and shit, but like occasional jet. But
occasional jet.
That's about it. In general, you see like a bunch of dudes like walking around in like the uniforms.
Okay. So there was any schooling after that, or it was just like high school and I'm just going to do music?
I went to Frostburg for a year, but I just ended up leaving just because I ain't like college like that.
What music major did you choose?
It was mass comm, but my minor was like audio production.
Ah, okay. Did you learn anything from that year there in audio production that may help you now?
Nope. I learned how to use Sony Music Studio a little bit, but it was like stuff I could have done in like other programs quicker. So I kind of just.
So when it comes to hip hop, well, let's put this way. Let me run it back to back. When it comes to music in general, what was your first love of music style? Like, was it rock? Was it R&B? Was it jazz? Or was it hip hop?
It was hip hop. I like my early. Probably R&B low key. My first memory of music is like Mary J. Blige, Prince, and like Sade.
Oh, okay.
Like that, and then from that it was like Tribe, and Tribe kind of like set that whole foundation of hip hop for me. So from there, I kind of just did my own hip hop research, and then I was like elementary school.
Now back then, I guess you were you rapping? Like, does anything you do besides production?
Yeah, I mean, I used to rap a lot. I used to write. I mean, I still write, but I kind of got into writing rapping when I was 7th, 8th grade. Okay. And I just like writing, but like actually vocalizing the raps and stuff is kind of like.
Like, did you like rhyme to anybody, like your friends, girl or whatever?
Yeah, they kind of brought it out of me.
Right.
But not really out there. I kind of just focus more on production.
So how early did you get into the NASA 8? Because I spoke to Nick Beto. He kind of gave me the breakdown, but like when you entered it, who was?
It was funny because they actually came up to the college I was at. It was Nick.
Okay.
3 other dudes. They came up just on their own NASA shit, and then a couple months later, that was the next summer that came.
Right.
It was me, James, and Nick for like a little bit, just on some homie shit, and then we kind of just all kind of started chilling more around Laurel and
more.
Built it up, yeah.
Okay.
That was around 2011, 2012.
Okay. So like, was you already doing beats back then? Predominantly?
Yeah. I started making beats in freshman year high school, so I was like 14, 13.
14, 13. What did you first started using?
FL.
Oh, so FL from the jump.
Forever.
What version?
Forever. 7.
Oh, it was 7.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I started on. Anyway, so like from doing production, like do you use samples from records? Do you go crate digging, or you just snatch them from YouTube, or you like? What's your way of getting your sounds?
I kind of just was on the whole Google tip at first, like YouTube samples and all that. Then I ended up getting a vinyl player, and then I had to stop buying vinyl because I would go like almost like 3 times a week and spend like $60. Money I didn't have. So I just was like, let me just take a break, and then now I'm kind of just whatever comes to me. I still collect vinyl.
So you have a nice little. You still have those vinyls you bought back then in your possession?
Yeah, and a little bit of them. I brought some cool ones with me over there, but I left my chunk home.
Okay, all right. So the day comes to establish the foundation.
Yeah, I gave my vinyl player to James.
Okay.
So yeah.
Are you using it, James?
Hey, rest in peace.
It's all good. At least it did its duty.
Yeah,
at least it did its duty.
It really did.
You can talk to the mic.
Because I still remember the first time you gave it to me. Like, remember when you were working at FY?
Damn.
Yeah. And it was super like clutch because I remember getting
discount boys.
Yeah, I didn't have that much. Super discount points. But yeah, I didn't have like that much vinyl players. So I remember that's when we started coming down to Baltimore too. Like, remember when we went to Blue Moon?
We went to where?
Like Blue Moon, and then there was like a vinyl store there.
Oh,
so I bought like the Tom Tom Club vinyl. Like, that was pretty like dope. Yeah, and I was listening to that forever. I still have so much vinyls, but I just need to buy an actual new vinyl player.
Same.
So yeah. Rest in peace, though. It did do the work.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You said a little tear right there.
Moment of silence.
Thank you. That just relieved a lot of stress.
At least you said our condolences.
Yeah. I never.
So okay, now that you have grown in your production and started doing beats, and I know you had the homies on tracks and probably a couple of local artists on tracks. Because I'm still curious, how did the move to LA come about?
I've known the Home What and Where fam for a minute.
Who is that? Just because I need to go into detail.
Home What and Where.
I don't know you.
Oh, okay. Home What and Where is the label I'm with now. It's like I've known them since 2011, basically the same time as NASA. Like, introduced to NASA, and they've been kind of like giving me like the whole structure, the backbone of like setting up music, putting it out, but letting me do whatever I want. So it's kind of like I'm basically still doing the same shit I would have done regardless. But they knew that it'd be better for me creatively to like just move out there and like be able to get my own space and work on my own music. So they're like the father figures. So they kind of teach me a lot of shit about game and all that.
So like when you went out there day one, you get off the plane. How does that feel? Like, it was being away from home, free on your own, on the whole other side of the continent, my dude.
At first it was cool because I was like, okay, yeah, I'm in Cali now, but then it's kind of like you start to do all of the shit that you could have done. Like, I'm trying to get like an example. Like, the first day I landed, I don't think we had a spot out there yet, but we were just still doing the cool shit. Like, we went out to eat, smoke, did the cool stuff. And now it's like 6 months later, I can still do that, but I'm more comfortable with it. So, and then I ended up getting like a little homesick, like 3 months in. So it's cool. It's cool for what it is. It's cool for what I need it to be, I guess. That makes sense.
So what's the space like? Like you have a studio room that you can go to and just zone out, or?
We do. I rarely use it because I'm like just posted up in the crib, but that's basically it. Like, I can go to this studio like in Beverly Hills somewhere if I want, but it kind of like email them and let them know all that. But I'm too lazy for that shit. I just got headphones in my laptop.
Oh man, I'm sorry. For me, I will be exercising that daily. You'll be getting emails from me every day. I need the book from like 8 to when you die.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tight though because they do got a lot of shit. But like I said, I just hate putting in that effort. Like, emailing somebody like, yo, can I use the studio today? Like, yeah, come in at 6. Gotta drop.
So, do you think you may be more geared to use that studio when you start working with people as far as artists are concerned?
Most definitely.
And bringing them through to record and all things like that?
I feel like that's what it's for. It has great acoustics. It got the little mic set up, got like the little keyboard and shit.
All right. So where do you see it going? Like, is there any talks of a release of something?
Oh, yeah. I've been working on an album for like, since I moved out there and like a little bit before, but when I get back, that's kind of when I'm like
heads down, ready to put it in work.
Yeah.
So, if I'm not mistaken, you had the pleasure of going overseas.
Yes.
And touring for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain that? The plane, the stamping of the passports, the hotels, the sightseeing,
Just hearing you say all
the
that
marijuana, makes you depressed?
That's just the plane tickets, boarding passes, walking.
Oh, that was the bad one. Okay, I'll give you the bad part. That's why I want you to give me the good part.
Yeah, it was fun. Like I tell people, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about the money, like how the currency gets exchanged out there.
Right.
Like, for example, like London is completely different. They got pounds. Everywhere else got euros, to my knowledge.
Right.
The streets are much thinner, but people drive like they know how to drive.
Okay.
Like how people ride bikes, you could just turn, do whatever. That's how they drive out there. It's like little stuff like that, but the experience itself, like the people out there are nice. The people like it's.
What about food? Because I heard like eating overseas is like everybody goes to McDonald's and Burger King and like I'm not
don't even. London got some trash food. I'm sorry.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Like as far as regular restaurants and places.
Yeah. Like we would not trash food, but it's like I could go somewhere here and get way better food.
Oh okay.
Paris had some good food though. They had like gyros and shit. But they had like French fries in them.
Well, Paris, France, French fries. Call them chips, right?
Damn, yep. I didn't even think about that shit. Damn, I guess they have. Is that?
We're going to put a little dip to the above your head when we put this out there. So while you was on tour, what were you doing? Were you playing beats? Were you just DJing songs? Like, what was the whole tour experience?
I kind of like play what I like, but I make compromises, obviously. Like I was just telling Malik earlier, like I have certain future songs, but I'm not gonna play a future song that I know everybody fucks. I'm gonna play a future song that I like,
right.
And hopefully it'll resonate with everybody. But I mainly just start low BPM, work my way up with just shit that I like, and I do throw my stuff in there. I just have to mix well.
Oh, okay, yeah, guys. Remember when you had the show at at the Crown, and you was doing your thing. It was excellent, my brother.
Thank you. I was just,
you know what I'm saying?
I never play sets like that because that was mainly my stuff. Like I only played that Gypsy Woman song because I heard people in the crowd just like, it was whatever.
Right.
Yeah,
but the rest of it was you.
Yeah, for the most. Yeah.
I was losing my mind that night. Yeah, I think a couple people were having mini ciphers inside their brain while you were doing your thing on the tables. You know what I'm saying? Good. So, out of the venues overseas that you went to, size-wise, were there some large venues with a packed house, or were they all like small sidebar venues?
They were kind of like, they were all pretty much, they had bars in them,
right?
But they were good sizes. They weren't like small, like cluttered. I'm trying to think of the biggest, probably the biggest one I think from what I remember was Amsterdam. No, it was either Amsterdam or Milan. They kind of had there was like a lot of space.
All right.
Smaller venues were like, I think the smallest one was in like Ghent. Ghent, Belgium.
Ghent?
Ghent.
Ghent? Okay, I want to make sure I heard it right. There's a place called Ghent? What the fuck?
I was in Ghent, Belgium.
I'm never going there.
We know what's going on that
Damn,
side.
I'm pretty sure that was Bern, Switzerland was the smallest venue.
Bern, Switzerland.
Yeah.
You try any cheese there?
I had bomb cheeseburgers, if that counts.
Okay, I guess so. It was a Swiss cheese. No, I'm just right. A little pun there. But so now that you come home to visit the fam, is your homesickness being sufficed? Has it been fed? And
you already know.
Now you're cured and feeling happy and lucky.
I feel like I just hit the reset button. Like I'm like really like slowly rejuvenated.
All right.
Until I get back and I'm gonna just drain again.
All right, now to get on some producer shit. What's your process, man? What's your workflow? Because I'm still like, I'm not gonna be able to find out before you go home. But I'm gonna have to, next time you come out, I'm gonna kidnap you from all your friends, and you're gonna have to show me the workflow.
Not about the kidnap part, but
okay. Then anyway, I'll just lure you in with food or money or something. And both. But I need to see you actually do it in live in front of my face. But can you give them a little insight that like, is it drums first, sample first? Are you searching for where are you going?
I noticed like because people started asking me that more, and I was like, I don't even know what to say. But I noticed like I usually start with like the BPM, and if I just hear something like I can start at 86, hear something, and just make a beat out of that, and then speed that up, slow it down until whatever, and then I kind of like build off of that.
Oh, okay.
But just because I just listen to so much different types of, I guess, genres.
Right.
I kind of make what I listen to. If that makes sense. So I would start with the speed, which kind of determines a lot of the genre behind it, and then I would go to the drums or sample. But if not that, I usually start with drums.
Okay.
I just have fun making drums.
Now, do you when you say make drums, are you like
like programming kind of like?
Okay, I'm about to say, are you using cosine and waves in order to frequencies to create?
Not even that. Hell no. I wish.
So has it always been FL? Have you tampered with anything else?
FL's always been my baby, but I've used Reason. Reason is probably the second best program I've used. Okay. I tried Ableton a bunch of times.
We had that talk.
Yeah, you already know. I don't even want to talk about that.
Let's leave Ableton out of this conversation.
Yeah,
thank you. But any MIDIs
like that I have
that you
use
in
general. I've come across a lot of MIDI, but I don't use them that much now. I just have like a regular keyboard now, but I had an MPD 26, had a key rig, just the basic controllers. Nothing really crazy. Like
so is it one that you would like to have? Is there any type of, or are you just comfortable with just Fruity Loops? You don't need anything else. You just need a screen, a keyboard, and a mouse, and you can get funky with it.
That's how I got with FL, but I can't get funky with it until I have some keyboards, so it's like Reason kind of got me on that. The first beat I made in Reason was just seamless because I had the MIDI, everything was already there, so I was just going in. But if I could do that with FL, I would. But
yeah,
recording is kind of weird.
Yeah, it is. It is. So you have your laptop here.
I do.
I think I'm gonna need you to power it on and get funky.
Give me 1 second.
Go ahead. He's getting funky. Why are you getting funky? NASA 8 in the building. Prior to the NASA 8.
Hey, insert noise here.
Yes, a lot of noise. Oh, you know what? I got a noise for you. Here we go.
Yes. That felt really good. I really appreciate it.
So, are you guys a crew and separate, right?
Yes, we are.
That's amazing. Oh, wait a minute. Let me turn your mic on, too, since you're right there.
Much appreciated.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a Betty.
There you go. You coming through?
Thank you. I appreciate it. I feel all important now. Like, hey.
So introduce yourselves real quick.
Yes, I am Fonlon of the NASA 8.
And I am, I go by Kente, but I also go by Mfudishi on beats or whatnot. So that's me.
Okay. So, because y'all just did a show at the Crown.
Yes.
It's your first time putting a show together, am I right? And the success was crazy.
Yeah, I appreciate, and that's all I've been hearing is just positive feedback from that show, because and
then you only had a nerve to say this is the last show. Man, you saw that money, boy. You better bring your butt back with another show, boy.
Yeah, but it was shout out to everyone who came out, because it was our first time getting into that, so it was really interesting to because so many times we've been a part of Ramadan events, we always were getting booked, but to be on the opposite side and being the one booking and setting everything up, and alongside with my brother Kente, and also a friend of ours, K1, all three of us just did that from the start of the month. So beginning of May, May 3rd, we had all the acts already straight.
Right.
So just to see the reception from everyone, it was just awesome, because everyone just comes together, and that's why I love Ramadan, man. Everyone is dope.
Shout out to llamas.
Yeah, shout out to the llamas.
Shout out to all our llamas.
Llama.
East Coast, West Coast, all around, all over the world.
You ready, sir?
Everybody.
Hold on. Bless us.